Hello children, welcome back again to EDUHUNT classes where you can excel your academics. In this video, we are going to learn the new topic regarding supply of drinking water in a city. Okay, so we are living in a large cities and towns where we are going to get the supply of water from where? Did you get that in time? Yes, we are going to get the supply of water from natural lakes or rivers, okay, but not directly. Before we are allowing to drink, okay, we are going to see the process how the drinking water is subjected with the special processes before it reaches our homes and for our livelihood activities, okay. So how this water is being allowed to pass through different stages, okay, because it should be free from certain harmful bacteria, yes, should be free from suspended impurities, yes. So how all these are working, we'll see. Okay, so this is all about today's class, children, the supply of drinking water in a city, because there is huge population here and there all of the cities, yes. So every household requires water as a basic need, okay, but it should not contain any harmful chemical bacteria. It should be free from all those such things. And what process are we doing to just make it pure and it reaches our homes, okay. That's all about the process and all about the video, okay. Here we start with the session supply of drinking water in a city. We'll start? Yes, here we go. Okay, yes. So introductions, what is the theory and what is the topic is talking about, okay. So here in cities, drinking water is supplied from waterworks. We know the natural lakes and the rivers nearby we get the water from, okay. So waterworks, so in cities we'll get from there only, yes. So in waterworks, the methods like sedimentation, once again what is that? Sedimentation, next decantation and loading and filtration and the last chlorination, etc. are being done, okay. What are they, children? Sedimentation, decantation, loading, filtration, and the last one is chlorination. So all these steps are being involved here to get a suitable drinking water for our cities, okay. So these are used to remove undesirable materials from water which are not required actually, which are not taken into our body. We should not submit that in the body, no? Yes. So we are going to eliminate, okay, avoid all that. So we are going to remove the undesirable materials from the water through this steps of the process. What are them? Namely sedimentation, decantation, loading, after that filtration, yes, very good. Last one is chlorination. Hope you all know about chlorination. They'll add some bleaching powder, the chlorine, yes, okay. So this is all about the introduction part and how it is going with the background. We'll see how it works, from where it gets, what is the source of water we are getting from, okay. Yeah, the source of water supply in a city is either a nearby lake or a river, okay. We'll get water from the nearby lake or rivers, yes, okay. So that is called as reservoir. What is that called? Called as reservoir. The source of water supply from where we are getting from nearby lakes or rivers, that is known as reservoir, okay. The river water and lake water usually contains suspended solid substances. What does it contain? It contains some suspended solid particles which are not safe for drinking, yes, yeah. So and some germs also present. Is it safe? No, not at all, right. So before this water can be supplied to our homes, it must be purified. Very, very mandatory. It should be, must be purified, in the sense must and should, okay. It must be purified to remove the suspended impurities present in the water and as well as germs, okay. So we are going to separate those two. What are those two? Mainly suspended impurities and also the germs to be eliminated, okay, should remove, okay. So that we have to take care and that water we have to intake, that is safe, okay. But without subjecting into this process, if we take directly, we may get some diseases, okay, because not safe for drinking, okay. So this is all about the background work, from where we are getting the source of water is from reservoir, the river nearby lake or a nearby river. Okay, so are we taking it directly, children? No, we are going to we are going to remove the suspended particles of the impurities and also the germs. Yes, so we'll see what's next. Okay, yeah, the process with the neat flowchart diagram. Okay, so this is the nearby lake or river or lake. Okay, so from there we are going to allow with the pipes through where we are going to start with the first, that is sedimentation tank. Okay, so from the pipes we are going to subject the river or lake water, which means the reservoir, we say, no, reservoir, yes, yeah. So first one is the sedimentation tank. If you see properly, the particles, the suspended impurities which are heavy in weight, the solid particles, are suspended at the bottom of the tank. Did you see, children? Yes, very good. So what happens here, the sedimentation tank, which is having the subjected, the downward settled down suspended particles, it will leave aside until the flow with the topmost water thing. Okay, so what happens, it comes to the next loading tank. Okay, here also you can observe some small impurities, suspended particles which are there in the particular water. It will again settle down. Okay, and these are very large tanks, children. Okay, the picture is like that small. Okay, but the tanks process is very huge. Okay, and next one is filtration tank. What is that? Filtration. We are going to filter all the impurities in the particular tank. Okay, next comes chlorination tank. Okay, to avoid the presence of germs in the bacteria, harmful bacteria, we are going to chlorinate that water. Okay, and after that we are going to subject that water into a particular pipelines, and from there we get into the homes. That is the way where we get the drinking water in a city. Okay, and one more picture for you, which is there in NCERT. Okay, here we go. There is a wire. Okay, the water which is present, there is a wire. Okay, and from there the pipes are bringing the water into a sedimentation tank. First, we know what happens. It will allow the solids to settle down. And what happens? The heavy particles will go down. No. If you take a beaker, if you take a glass of water, if you add some sand particles, what happen? Baruguna sand particles కిందకి settle అవుతాయి కదా, disturb చేయకుండా ఉంటాయి. So that's the process going on here. Okay, in the sedimentation tank, what happens? The particles which are heavy in weight and also suspended impurities will go down and settle at the bottom of the particular sedimentation tank. Okay, na? So next one is loading tank. What is this? Loading tank. Okay, so to sediment the suspended impurities, whatever impurities also present, no, it will also settle at the bottom of the loading tank. And after that, what happened? Filtration tank. Here if you observe, there is a presence of sand, fine sand, isuka, okay, and gravel, ralu, yes, and coarse gravel. You know kankar ralu, children? పెద్దగా ఉంటాయి కదా, లావుగా. Okay, those, okay, gravel and tavi. So this is all present in the filtration tank where all the things are subjected. Okay, coarse gravel bottom, and upon that gravel and upon that sand. Okay, and the water is at the top of the layers. Okay, and from there what happens? Chlorination is being done to kill bacteria and germs. Yes, you should kill that. Okay, so what happens after that? After chlorination of the water, it is purified and the water is subject to our households to use. Okay, multiple purposes. Okay, this is entered to our homes directly through the pipes. Big pipelines or small pipelines will get the water. Okay, this is how the process being done from reservoir, which means from river or lake, to our homes. So we are getting direct water, children, from the river or lake. Are we getting directly? No, there is so much process involved. Sedimentation tank, loading tank, filtration tank, chlorination tank, etc. Okay, so all these things are being involved. Very big process, children. So like that we are getting the water, drinking water. Okay, good water, safe for drinking, safe for using for our household works. Okay, so chlorination, filtration, loading, sedimentation, decantation, all these things are being done individually from the start of the reservoir to our homes. Okay, so all this process requires more time also, but because for a safer, secure of our health, it is main important. Yeah. Okay. So what's next we'll see here. Here is a picture from the top of the what we say, the sedimentation and all these things. Okay, the plant, which means it is purifying all the water. No, yeah, the water plant. Okay, this is how we get from the wide view from the top of that. So this is all the process, children, where we getting the processing of impure water to pure water. Okay, did you observe nearby lake over here? This is reservoir, nearby lake, and from there we are getting the pipelines. Okay, sedimentation tanks. Okay, processing of all such things. Okay, the plant is all over, including all that processing of impure to pure water. Okay, so this is all about the picture, children. And next, the purification of river water or lake water is done by following steps. We know what are following steps required in the particular diagram. Yeah, sedimentation, filtration, and the removal of some extra. Yeah, okay. So we'll see what's that once again. Okay, in the particular definitions form. Okay. Now, the purification of river water or lake water is done in the following steps. First one is sedimentation. Yeah. Okay. The water is allowed to stand in a big tanks where heavier suspended impurities settle down. We all know that, because why? The heavier particles will settle down if you not disturb for a while. What happens? The heavy particles will subdue to the bottom of the tank. That is what happening in the sedimentation process. Okay. So it will settle down at the bottom of the tank. To increase the rate of sedimentation, alum is also added. Okay. So to increase the process of sedimentation, alum is added. Okay, here in some process, okay, in the process including alum, okay, including alum, they'll also add lime, children. They'll also add lime for the process to, you know, more increase the rate of sedimentation, to increase the rate in the sense speeding up the process. Okay, so alum is added, and in some cases lime is also added, okay, to it, to the sedimentation tank we are going to add it. Okay, and the impurities settle at the bottom of the tank, and kindanalli avi settle avutayi. Okay, you should not disturb that. Sure. Okay, like this. Okay, this is all about the first step, that is sedimentation. Okay, next one, filtration. Next one is filtration. Filtration tank, you observe sand, yeah, gravel, coarse gravel, yeah, the fine sand also. Okay, so what happens here? See, the semi clear water, which means కొంచెం క్లియర్ అయిపోయిన వాటర్ ఉంటుంది కదా, which means the suspended particles are impure one are left over behind the particular sedimentation tank, and the next step is filtration. No, so in that, if you observe, the water is somewhat clear, semi clear, not absolutely 100% is semi clear. Okay, the semi clear water is allowed to pass through the beds of sand, this is fine sand, and charcoal also, it seems, charcoal, the black charcoal, yeah, and gravel, kankarralu, yeah. So to remove the suspended impurities present in the water. Okay, in the filtration tank there is a presence of the beds of sand, and charcoal also, it seems, and also the gravel, where we are going to remove the suspended impurities. This is the one, children. Okay, top layer is sand, beds of, in the sense layers, beds of sand, gravel, coarse gravel is there. No, here is also presence of charcoal also, it seems, charcoal. Okay, what happens? These are separating the impurities from the particular semi clear water. Okay, and this is all about the filtration step, second step. Okay, there are some 5 steps, children. They just gave us, you know, finally with 3 steps. Okay, what's first one? Sedimentation. Second one is filtration, and third one is removal of harmful organism or sterilization. Children, you know chlorination, no? This last tank, you're going to add some chlorine to just kill bacteria and germs. Yes, that's all about. Okay, removal of harmful organisms or sterilization. Since sterilization means to kill the bacteria and germs. Okay, sterilization. And here, the harmful bacteria is filtered. Okay, water can cause very serious diseases such as typhoid and cholera. We know there are if we doesn't allow the chlorination to be done in the particular process, we may get the impure water, right? So if you drink that impure water, what happens? You'll get water diseases such as typhoid and cholera, because they carry some, the insects or else the impurities of the particular mosquitoes or else the eagle, house flies, okay. So all these things, the matter which contain, the decaying matter which contain all the impurities, right? So to avoid that, we are going to chlorinate that water completely, okay. And so because of what, the harmful bacteria filtered water, in filtered water can cause various diseases, serious diseases, okay. It is not safe, okay. We may even get high fevers and also the vomitings or else, okay. All these things are symptoms of the impurity of the water, okay. So to avoid that, we are going to chlorinate, okay. And thus to the filtered water, bleaching powder or chlorine gas is added, okay. What are things added, children? Bleaching powder or else chlorine gas is added to the particular water, filtered water, okay. Did you any time see the smell or else observe smell of the kolai? Kolai water tells kada meeku? Kolai vastadi kada mana intiki, government releases in the kolai, okay. So every house will have that pipelines, kolai, okay. In that, if you observe the color of the water and also the smell of the water is different from that of the tap water, from the motor tanks gani, avi gani, differences cheste, it is something different which having some different smell, but it is safer to drink, say, because why? It is also killing all the germs, no? It will kill all the germs, it will kill all the suspended impurities, something, whatever. It is some completely purify also kada, so it is safe for drinking, safe for using in household activities, okay, children. So this is all about that. So we are going to add it bleaching powder or chlorine gas to the particular filtered water, okay. Now what's next? This kills the microorganisms, some small bacteria, ante kantik kanipinchina bacteria ni kuda adi kill chestadi. Yes, we know, we can see bacteria. Can you see germs? You see, we have hands, we may we'll just say that before it we wash our hands with water, yeah, okay. But manaki kanipinchina, kantik kanipinchina germs, bacteria unnai kabatti we should kill that, okay. For that reason, we are going to wash our hands with water, okay. What happens if water only contains bacteria and germs? Safe kaadu kada. So we are going to save that water regarding with the chlorination, okay. So water unna germs kuda kill ayipote, it is safer for us to wash our hands too, okay. So to avoid all the such serious disease causing organisms from the water, we are going to just eliminate all the water prone diseases from the securities of all these 3 steps, okay. Now, so this kills the microorganisms from the particular filtered water and hence the water becomes fit for drinking, okay. Now it is fit for drinking after chlorination, okay. This water is directly pumped into overhead tanks for supply to our cities. So from this, we are going to get the supply of water directly from the reservoir to sedimentation tank, decantation, filtration, loadings, chlorination, and then to our homes, okay. So all those tanks which are purified filtered water contains, no, they'll get into the directly pump it to our overhead tanks, and from there we are going to supply the water to our cities, okay. In villages, okay, children, what about in cities? We may not get, okay. So in cities, we are going to get like that because we are very far away from the water reservoirs, yes. So like this, we are going to get the drinking water, and it's all about the supply of drinking water in a city. So this is our process from the reservoir to the homes, okay. This is all about the session, children. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something new today, okay. Thank you for the session. Yes, thank you.